Greetings, Dennis Daniels here. This is a demonstration of Open Interpreter. Let's fire it up. Let's do a quick check on my history. I should have the last command right there. So it's 1054. Okay, new conversations will be used. All right, I'm fine with that. And the first thing I'm going to do is clean up my desktop. So move .sh and .pdf files to my documents folder. Let's see what happens. Wow. Okay, that seems pretty straightforward. It's a simple Linux commands, and so it knows. Hey, and the folders, the files have been moved because you saw them disappear. Let me just do a sanity check. Go to documents, and yeah, there's CUDA, and there's the .sh as well as the PDF. So we're good. All right, now a constant nuisance with business cards is processing them. So here's my next command: open the zip file on the desktop. Perform OCR on the cards. Move, let's see, copy the data from the business cards to a CSV file called my business cards. Include notification to the user on progress after each card is scanned. Notify user. Now, you can see it's got a bunch of imports, which makes sense. And because I'm running Linux 2404, the Python management has become more, Python library management has become more detailed. So it might ask me to import a bunch of Python libraries individually, which I'm not super keen on doing. I'll pause while this does its processing. Okay, that was really fast. Less time to take a sip of my coffee. All right, so I'm going to hit yes to approve, and let's see what it complains about. Yes. And if I do this, then Linux or the Debian package manager is going to complain. And there it is. So I'm going to pause this while I take care of some dependencies. And we're back after a bit of fussing around with Python installer. I think I have the libraries. We'll go ahead and run this code. Yes. And time says it's 9:33, and it's going to complain again. Yes, I'll run the code. And you can see that sometimes during the process of open interpreter, it goes quiet. Take a look at the CPU processes, and you can see the CPUs are not super heavy, and the memory is middling. So I've got 16 gigs of RAM on an 8-core CPU, and it seems to be doing okay. It's not, the system is still responsive, but I'm not sure what is going on here while it thinks about what it's doing, which for Open Interpreter, it's not the first time I've seen this, and it's annoying that it doesn't give more feedback to the users while it's busy doing something or not doing something, which is what I'm concerned. So I'm going to pause the video again and see what happens. Come back in a few minutes. Okay, so I hit the return key a couple of times, and then I saw the message at the bottom of the screen, which I didn't see before. So that's curious. And okay, let's see. PipX will take care of all of this. Of course not. But you can see that Open Interpreter has enough smarts to see that there are errors and then prompts me, the user, to fix them. Yes, I want to continue. And I'll put a couple of extra returns at the bottom just to make sure that the command line doesn't get lost. This was a sudo, so it should be prompting me for a password, theoretically, but no luck on that front. Let's take a look here. And again, it's doing something theoretically, but I don't know what, so I'm going to pause. Okay, it appears that Open Interpreter has died. I'm not getting any response from the command line, so I'm going to copy my instructions. We'll scroll down to the bottom just to do a sanity check. Those are my arrow ups and etc. And it's not responding, so I'm going to kill it. Control C. What is this? It's trying to do something else. Interesting. Again, it wasn't showing up in the command line. So I'd say that's an interesting side note. I need to restart the command. Actually, let's go ahead and do a update of the source code. No such file or directory. Still no file or directory. Try to install using default by system pag. Okay, so we'll go ahead and try that. It already says it's there. Now I go back to the original code and extract the S. Since all the required packages, and you should be able to run the code without any issues. Yay! But it doesn't remember that it gave me the code. So Control Shift V I'm going to tell it. I'm going to tell it to start over with the original prompt that I gave it right here. And we will wait a little bit while it tries to create the code. You can see this OS path join is very strange. Why it's doing so many path joins, I do not know. And it's coming up with a lot of messages, but almost no functions. And you can see it looks like it's just importing. Ooh, there we go. Some sort of display error, or actually, it's just the code breaking as it tries to write the code. I'm scared. Let's go ahead and try. What? Okay, I'm going to say run the code, see if it's smart enough to pick up on my commands. Okay, it's generating the code. And then hopefully it will prompt me to run the code. And again, when it dies like this, it always makes me worried. The RAM is pretty flat. CPU, only a couple of the CPUs appear to be used at all. And almost no network traffic, so it doesn't seem to be communicating a lot with its remote servers. Okay, I'm going to abort or cancel this particular procedure. Control C, and we're dead. We're dead in the water. All right, so let's just do a sanity check. All right, so the memory still has the last thing I asked for. So let's echo that, and now one last time. Let's see if we can get it to work. Oh, I'm going to use history and 10057. Control C to exit and Control Shift V. And now theoretically it's going to create the same code. But it might just have run out of whatever power it has because it's already not writing code, which is very curious because if we look at CPU and RAM, it doesn't look like it's maxed out in any way. So maybe Open Interpreter just can't do it. Open Interpreter doesn't even look like it's in usage. Let's do Python. Okay, Interpreter, there it is. It's only 190 megabytes of RAM. And I've got plenty of other RAM to go around. So, Open Interpreter, great idea. Some stuff works, but other stuff definitely not. If this video is interesting for you, please subscribe. Thanks for watching, and happy computing.